What is up, guys? AMG here. Welcome back to a new video. In this video I'm going to be sort of ranking the priority of like the order you should upgrade your equipment in Clash of Clans. Okay, so if you're new here, feel free to subscribe and leave a like. So we got five tiers here. The best one is the main priority, and the worst one is the never invest. Okay, so and then everything in between is, kind of working its way up and down, right? So, in the main priority, we're gonna have the best equipment for each hero. And then in the very worth it is gonna be like a secondary equipment, which really pairs well with that main one, or is just pretty good in general. Okay, so let's get into it here. Let's start with some of the worst equipments in the game, just to get them out of the way here. Let's put the most of the puppets, all the puppets, matter of fact, except for the hog, in the never invest. These equipments have never been good. They can give them all the buffs they want, but they're still not really gonna be good. Okay, so please always stay away from them. Next, we're gonna probably put some of the best equipments in the game. So let's put the healer puppet in main priority. This equipment, guys, is so strong. Um, when you first unlock it, just invest a lot of what you have, guys. You're able to pair this perfectly with the giant arrow and the magic mirror as well, which I will rank in the very worth it category right away. They complement the healer puppet like exceptionally well. The healer puppet is so good with both of these, and if you're a lower level town hall, prioritize the giant arrow first. But then once you get the healer puppet, prioritize the healer puppet first. Okay. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm kind of gonna rush through some of these because we have a lot to cover. But let's keep going here. Let's put the Eternal Tome in main priority. So this is the Warden equipment. The best one you can upgrade from the get-go is the Eternal Tome. Every single millisecond that you get from upgrading this equipment goes a long way, and it is by far the most universal and good equipment to have, and that's why it's in the main priority. This has always been the strongest equipment for the Warden. Next up, let's go ahead and put the Electro Boots in main priority. This is for the Royal Champion, guys. The Royal Champion with her Electro Boots allows her to be a one-man army and take out a third of the base if played properly. Need I say more? That is huge. The Electro Boots allow her to do this. So please, once you unlock the Electro Boots with your Royal Champion, instantly upgrade them. Okay? And then that means we're going to put the Rocket Spear here. So, the Rocket Spear is great with the Electro Boots because, it just allows her to take down more buildings. Very easy choice here. Anything else for the Royal Champion that deserves? Probably not. Let's keep going and let's put the... Ooh, this is a tough one for the King, but I think I'm going to put the Spiky Ball in upper S, okay? Or you know what? I'm gonna put the Earthquake Boots here, and I'm putting the Earthquake Boots there because the lower level town halls, I don't believe they unlock the Spiky Ball until later. Okay, so I'm gonna make an exception, and I'm gonna put the Spiky Ball, both of them here, because they're by far the most broken equipment combo for the King, and they really only work well together. Okay, they complement each other superbly. So upgrade both of them when you get the chance to instantly, as much as you can. Now let's keep going for the what do you call it? For the minion prince, the dark orb is the main priority. There's no other equipment nearly as good, and I mean there's nothing even nearly as good. Okay, so upgrade the dark orb. Very clutch freezing equipment, freezes things by 50% for I believe 18 to 20 seconds at max level, which is great. And yeah, is that it? I think that's it for the S tier equipment. Let's start putting things in this not worth it category. And I'm gonna put the metal pants here and the noble iron, both of the minion prince equipment, guys. These equipment that they added to him, man, they're very niche. And notice how it says not worth it 90% of the time. So they're not in the trash tier because sometimes a pro can really show the use of this equipment of these equipment, but most of the time for the average player it's not worth investing a lot of ores into something which is only good 10% of the time, and even in those 10% doesn't get a lot done. So that's why they're both down here. And let's also put the bracelet down there. The snake bracelet, similar story, not common at all, and it's just not a good combo to have with your king. It's very situational. Like people use it to clean buildings out, trash buildings out. It's just a cleanup tool. Usually not worth it. Okay. Now let's go ahead and move on to this. Let's put a few more in the very worth it tier. The fireball, guys, is very worth it. Not a main priority though to the eternal tome. The eternal tome is great. But the fireball is a little bit more situational. It is awesome to have, but just universally it doesn't work well with a lot of attacks, so it should be a little bit lower in your list. And then let's go ahead and put the healing tome. So there's gonna be a few double dips in the main priority because like the earthquake boots and spiky ball work amazingly together, right? And they probably wouldn't work as well if they didn't pair with each other. And the same can be said with the eternal tome and healing tome. They complement each other so perfectly, and there's not really a good idea to use anything else. Although yes, you can put the raid gem up there, but it's not as good in my opinion, and I will put it in the very worth it tier. It is very good with the fireball, but it is not the main um equipment people should prioritize, if that makes sense. Just a little more niche. And then let's go ahead and move on to this mid tier, reliable but not a priority. The rage vial should be up there. So should the giant gauntlet. These two king equipments pair very well with each other, but they're not nearly at the same level as that top combination up there. Okay, so that's why they're there. And let's go ahead and put the invisibility vial in this middle tier. It is a very strong equipment at the starting level town halls, but as you guys progress, you're gonna realize that the healing puppet, the giant arrow, and some of those other queen equipments like the action figure might be better. Okay, and I'm gonna put the action figure in this middle tier. It's a little bit of an unknown. We don't really know where the meta will move from here, so that's why it's in that middle tier. I would hold off on upgrading it. And then we're gonna put the frozen arrow in this tier as well. Honestly, you could probably put it in this tier. Um, and I think I will. Like, I'm sorry, but the frozen arrow, guys, is just not universally good. Like, you barely see it. And it is probably a better idea to have the giant arrow or any of these three equipments in combination with each other rather than have the giant arrow. Um, let's go ahead and put the henchman puppet in very worth it. The minion prince doesn't have a huge selection of equipment, but the dark orb generally pairs very well with the henchman puppet and less so with these other two. So that's why it's gonna be there. Next, we'll put the haste vial in the very worth it list. It is very good, but as you guys progress, the rocket spear is, I believe, one step higher than it. However, the haste files is pretty good for those ground attacks where she doesn't do a charge and she just helps out. So yes, it is very worth it. Let's go ahead and put the hog puppet in the reliable list. Shouldn't be a main priority. You should upgrade the electro boots and rocket spear first, in my opinion, or even the haste vial, just because it's a little bit more consistent. I'll put the seeking shield in this category as well, just not on the same level as the others. Let's put the vamp stash in the not worth it list. Let's put the royal gem in the never invest list because it is the bottom tier for the royal champion. And let's put this one in the reliable but not priority. And I say this because this equipment is good with them lava loon strategies and them bowler strategies, and a lot of like lower tier armies like hogs and miners, which are just less prevalent in the meta, but they can get value with the life gem. So I think that's gonna be my list. Let me know what you think. Um, I hope you enjoyed. All of these in the main priority should be what you're upgrading first, okay? Just very good most of the time. You won't go wrong with them. And then as a complement, you want to upgrade these very worth it ones. They're great. And then in this reliable list, these are, um, as I said, just good equipment, but not as good as the ones above. And you should probably invest in the other ones unless you have a very specific strategy. And then the other ones in these bottom two tiers, you probably should avoid altogether. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you guys tomorrow.